Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing, single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We are also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebartogo.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we debate what's worse, bourbon snobs or bourbon chasers. My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Jeff Andreezy, Katie Joyce, and Tim Swyatt.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey, guys.
Hey, everyone.
Hey-oh, so yeah, we're going to be talking today, what is worst, a bourbon snob or a bourbon chaser? So we'll get to that after the break. For right now, I've got something I want everybody to weigh in on. So I got to take you on a little bit of a journey first. Imagine you're over at the house, and I present you with a box of chocolates, and inside that box, you take the lid off, and it's a brand new box. It's a fresh crack, if you will. And inside that are the chocolates, not the ones that were like it's the chocolates like wrapped around it, but it has those like little doilies on there where you just grab the candy out of the doily. It's right. In that doily. It's not attached in any way. Do you leave the little doily in the box, or do you remove the doily and the candy and then dispose of that? And I have my thoughts on this. I don't want to sway the jury in any way. I want you guys to weigh it up. McNew looks like she's ready to go first.
I have two thoughts on this. Is it a gift just for me and I'm not sharing?
No, it's like, hey, I found these candies. They're really good. They're kind of like an oldfashioned candy. Try some of these, McNew. So you open up the box, right, and you enjoy some of the
box, and we're all sharing.
It's community box. It's like pass it around. We're all sitting around in a big circle. I'm like, hey, take what you want and then pass it around. Don't worry, I've got another box if we run out.
Okay, perfect. So in that case, I'm taking the doily out and disposing of it. If it's mine, I'm a goblin and leaving it in there.
Yep. 100%.
It's polite to take it out and throw your trash away because at that point it's trash. So I'm not leaving that in there for other people. But if it's just for me, I don't care.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll tell you if you're right or wrong in a minute here. All right, Jeff, how about you?
The only time I take the paper out is if it's a little cup shape and it's got the little chocolate covered
where you have to because you're not going to peel it off and then put it back in there. I get that. So that's right. Not what I'm talking about. So you would say leave it in. Okay.
But if it's the little loose chocolate covered peanuts,
right?
So you're taking it like a shot cup. I'll take that, but normally I'm leaving it.
Okay. All right. Tim, how about you?
So it depends if I have to lick the bottom of the wax paper of that or not.
We know where this goes. You gotta let's have some sense of decorum in society here.
Sticking its face in the box, licking it, licking pieces of chocolate around it, and then pulling away.
Yeah.
Yes, and leaving everybody wanting more. What I would do I would take my wrapper with me, even though I do have problem with that box moving around because stuff's going to shift around, yet the displacement of the candy of flipping over and being an absolute train wreck inside that box is slim to nil if you're dealing with normal people. So they're not slinging that around, this, that, and the other. Because what I do hate is when you're the one that gets it, there's the only one left and you can't find the fucking thing because there's all these wrappers in the box and the one left chocolate's out, so you just throw the whole thing out and you get pissed off. Okay. So I would remove the wrapper if I'm dealing with normal, standard, decorum people.
All right. So I need to add in before Steve goes, because he's probably got the ultimate answer. But
right. I have the answer. You guys have all provided a answer. Yes.
I'm defending why I'm leaving it in the box, because I'm going to take that chocolate out and I'm going to bite the bottom off. And if I don't like it, I got to have someplace nice to put that chocolate back, because I'm not an animal.
But that's why you take the wrapper with you. And then you hide it. You take the bite, then you spit the rest of it out in there. You hide it behind your back.
He's missing the whole point of my operation here.
Okay.
It's for that next person to get a half-ass eaten chocolate.
Oh, that'd be delicious. That'd be good.
So there you go.
Is this a box of chocolates that is a variety pack? Or are they all the same?
Yeah, variety.
If it's a variety pack, I think you need to do whatever is necessary to preserve their placement, because a lot of times they'll have the map grid on the inside of the lid. And even let's say someone's allergic to coconut and they need to make sure they don't get that one. If removing the wrapper is going to make them slide around, which sounds like a design flaw from the chocolate company to begin with. But in that point, I think you need to preserve them to stay where they are. If someone is picking and choosing from a map. But otherwise, I agree with the community box to take the wrapper with you. Don't be leaving your trash in there.
Well, I'm going to, Katie's tossed from the proceedings because she waffles. So McNew and Tim take it out. Jeff leaves it in. Katie has straddled a line here that I don't even know what's going on there. I just had to throw on.
She's making work for herself. She teed up a lawsuit.
Right, exactly.
Someone got some coconut, and
of course,
I'll preside on this case.
Yes, here's the right answer. Here's the correct answer. With that sort of candy that comes in the door, again, if you have to remove it to peel something off, then you have to take that and dispose of that. But if not, you leave that in there because to preserve the integrity and the structure of the box. Now, I live with someone who grew up in a household where you take that out and you get chastised if you leave that in there. So I deal with this stuff. We don't have that sort of candy anytime other than the holidays. People give it to you and then you got it. That's the only time we have that sort of candy. And I live with one person. That's it. And I don't take the candy wrapper out. And this has happened now. We've been married 32 years. So this is 32 years of this. But every time she'll open that box and see one of those doilies in there, she'll be like, some stupid son of a bitch didn't take their wrapper out. Who can that be? There's only one other person in the house. Why is that the correct way to handle that? It's not.
Steve, I think you need to make up a ghost, name him Hank or Henry or something. And anytime something's your fault, be like, damn it, Henry. You saw the You just blame an imaginary friend.
I feel that comment is made in conjunction with other wrongs that have been done throughout the years as well. Steve, you can afford an iced tea for the general. You can do some of these things, but I think that's just pent up aggression. That's just opportunity every year just to call it up. But yes, Steve, the integrity of the box is important.
Because that stuff sliding around.
I agree with that.
I feel like, and if you have the 2-layer one even, that's fine. You leave them all in there until the first layer's gone. That also stops people from sneaking down there a little bit.
Right.
So it's you don't want to. That's the rule. You don't get to go to second layer till first layer's done. So if you remove all that paper, they're going to be sneaking down there. I'm telling you.
Yeah, that's a main party foul. That's a childish act. Anybody who does that, you are stuck at age 14.
Right.
You are an angsty teenager. Grow up.
I'm with Steve. I'm siding with Steve. I don't want anyone in there getting all 4 caramels, the good caramels, or even that freaking strawberry cream.
Yeah.
They're got to work for them.
4 good ones. They're going to take the 4 good ones. No, you're not allowed to do that. That's not how it works. We're part of a society here that is governed by rules and laws. Yes, and precedents. Just like Katie should know all this. Yes. So she should have voted with me. She kind of did, but then she just... So
it says a lot about my household, but if I'm going to go take all the good ones, the ones that I like first, and he's going to be like, I didn't get one. I'd be like, well, you knew where they were. That's how a lot of things go. I'm like, you knew they were there. You had first dibs. You knew where they were.
You could have snuck down after everybody went to bed as well, but you chose not to.
I will say this. I handled this in a little bit different way. I called Becca prior to this podcast, and I wanted her to weigh in this because I always get two people ganging up against me. Whatever Amy does, then Becca always says that's the right thing. And because she just votes, she sides with the warden.
Just to piss you off.
Just to piss me off. So this one, I just said, same thing. Made her do it blind. And of course, she was very adamant that you leave the paper in there. You don't take the paper out of there. It's going to mess up the structure and all that. I'm like, well, get this. The warden says you got to take that out of there. She's like, well, this is an example where she's wrong. So, yeah. So I got her. So, yeah.
You got her.
Yep. So there you go.
You're playing chess, Steve. Everybody else is playing checkers.
There you go. All right. On that note, it's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start with Katie Joyce. Last one on the podcast. First one to get to pop here.
Yep. Reaching for it. Okay, there we go. I have Penelope 4-grain toasted series.
Penelope.
Yeah, Penelope.
Solid.
Oof.
Might be enough. We'll see. Tim's next.
I've got about a Leopold Brothers 3-chamber rye.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Quiet on the step.
Hey, I almost heard that
something.
one.
Heard something. Yeah.
I heard a little whisper.
Not enough.
I heard a lot, but it did not beat Katie Joyce. That's for sure.
Katie has the lead. McNew's next.
I'm going to go some Jeffersons.
Oh,
Sharp.
ooh.
That was good. That was nice and sharp.
Yeah. I think that's the lead right there. That was sharp. I like the sharp. It's crisp. No, it didn't. There was no fouls there either. She stuck the landing.
No duckets. No.
Yeah. Yeah. Considering she took, 8 weeks off, I think that's pretty good, McNew, to come back like that.
It's like riding a bike.
She was practicing while she was on her hiatus. So, yes. All right. Jeff, what do you got?
I've got some Stolen Wolf single barrel rye.
Oh, nice. I got one of those. I forgot it downstairs.
From my friend in the St. Louis area.
Yeah. Okay.
That's cute.
Marginal. Yeah. I've got Papa's birthday bottle and bond. So let's see what we got here. No, it's bad. Nah, nothing there. McNew wins.
You?
Very
So
good.
Mhm.
Cheers.
All right. We'll take a quick break. And then when we come back, bourbon snobs or bourbon chasers, what is worse? We'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of executive bourbon steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your executive bourbon steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your executive bourbon steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com. And now, back to the show. Solid cork pop.
And then I threw the cork on solid cork drop.
Yeah, terrible cork pop. Hello, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, and you are listening to the Bourbon Daily. I'm a big bourbon guy.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking about which is worse, bourbon snobs or bourbon chasers.
Yes, we are. Bourbon snobs come in a variety of ways. You know, they are the types that look down on newbies. They want to tell you how things are. Sometimes they're not always necessarily accurate, too, by the way. That's the funny thing about...
all bourbon's from Kentucky. I'm a big bourbon guy here.
Yeah,
Big bourbon guy.
the snobs. So what is worse, the snobs or the chasers? The chasers are the ones that are trying to get the allocated stuff. That's all they care about. You know, you've got some of the best whiskey in the world, like the ABV Barrel Shop. They want nothing to do with that. They want to know, where can I get a Blanton's, you know? And I don't understand. I don't know under what scenario that could be considered better than some of the things we got, or they don't even want to try it. You know, they try it and then just taste it. You're talking about a 93 proof offering, single barrel offering that has highs and lows versus something that we vetted out and see what you think of this, but they don't want to do that. So what do you guys think is worse out of those two?
It's difficult.
Mm-hmm.
In part, I always think first of which one has like the opportunity for education, like which one could be the more innocent party of that they just don't know better, but like you could talk to them and show them the bright side or the dark side, depending on how you look at it. But I got
an opinion on that, Katie, if you want me to weigh in.
Go ahead.
I feel like the bourbon chasers can be taught. I don't think the snobs are often past that. They think they're too good, too smart, to know too much about bourbon. Whereas the chasers, I think that's a phase. I think that a lot of them end up going through that and then get tired of that, and then they become like single barrel people or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I think the opportunity when you're talking about learning, I think if there's anything, it's going to be on the chaser side. I think.
That is an evolution, Steve. I would agree with it. Well, there's a certain point where it's an evolution, and then people get stuck in that rut, and that's all because they turn they then evolve into a bourbon snob,
right?
Versus the bourbon chaser.
Right.
So the only reason why they're chasing is because the bourbon snob told them that this is the only whiskey that I deem eligible for consumption.
I got a Four Roses barrel pick. Oh, what floor is that off of? Oh, fifth floor, please. Yes. Oh, God. I wouldn't drink that swill. You know, I mean, shit, what the hell? We haven't even tried it.
Floor, dumbass.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. All right, go ahead, Katie.
If I have to talk to one more than the other, I would rather talk to a snob than a chaser if it's a chaser who's not wanting to learn and is interested in having a conversation. If they're just wanting to name off their names and then move on, I have no interest in that conversation at all. With a snob, I'm interested at least in having a conversation with them, but mostly it's because I enjoy mopping the floor with them when they're incorrect. And I don't have to feel bad about it because they were a jerk first by being a snob. So really, I think that means that the chasers are better. It's just that I enjoy bullying the bully kind of a thing. Yeah. So
okay.
I would love to witness Katie Proof go all Beth Dutton at the bar, just absolutely opening some bourbon snob up from front to back. That would be something to watch. Yes.
Yeah.
Tears would happen. I think tears would happen.
Yeah.
I know more chasers than snobs in the people I know and hang out, and the chasers are always interesting, and I've had opportunities to introduce them to some other things, and they don't seem ready yet. And primarily the stuff I'm bringing is single barrel. It's going to be higher proof. So it is part of that evolution, I think. Mm-hmm. But I think the chasers can also turn into snobs when they say, I found this bottle of Blanton's and I only paid $150.
Right.
It starts to feel pretty snobbish at that point. So
Yeah.
I can't comment too much on the snobs. I want to make sure I'm not one.
Right.
I only get my whiskey at the ABV Barrel Shop.
I
Ooh.
did wonder
That's
that.
the
I was
best
like,
kind of snob to be, though.
is the anti-snob also a snob? Like, because
Yes.
I stick my nose
It's a
up to
slippery
the
slope.
bigger names of like, if you have Blanton's, I'm like, eh. Like, I had Blanton's in hand to then open for this show, and I was like, ugh, no. I'll save that for someone who like is gonna be impressed by it because they're brand new, and I can try to use that to like, yeah, but now try this thing.
Right.
So I actually put it back on the shelf because I was like, I'm not gonna give Blanton's the time of day and open it and pop it.
I get what you're saying, Katie, but I think that everyone on this call isn't a snob because for instance, if I had someone on here that was like, I'm just getting into bourbon, where should I go? I feel like everyone here would help them and jump in. Whereas the snob would be like, you're a fucking moron. Talk to me in 5 years,
Right.
Yeah. Or I've been doing this for a year.
Snob.
You don't know
Yeah.
anything. Yeah. I think that while
And
we
it-
can be
we would all
snobbish
be
behavior.
encouraging as well if it's someone who isn't really big into bourbon, but it's like, you know what? I don't mind it in cocktails, or well, I like it with ice. I think all of us here would be like, bourbon is best of how you enjoy it. How you enjoy it is the correct way to drink it. And I think all of us would support that up. Is it going to hurt us a little bit if you take like a really rare bottle or that's something that we love and like pour it with Coke? Yeah, maybe. But still, how you enjoy bourbon is the correct way to
As
drink
long as
it.
you're paying for it, I'm good with it.
Yeah.
No, my bourbon, it was coming in, and I've got something really nice. I've kind of set it aside, and I'm like, here, try this because it's really good. And someone grabs it and throws Coke in it. I would be like, that's not really for that. I've got things for that. Here, let me show you these. And I think there's always that caveat to that statement that you drink it however you want, as long as you paid for it. So yeah, then at that point you can do whatever you want. Pour it down the sewer if you want. Doesn't matter.
I think you said it already, Steve, or someone, this group and the people that, a lot of helpers, a lot of people willing to help. I don't know if I would see anyone here jumping in and forcing knowledge on someone.
Yeah.
No, you want to make sure people are open to it. Are you just wasting your time? Or I could have had a good night drinking, but I wasted my time trying to tell you something you didn't want to hear. Not doing that. It's
right. Yeah, we had one of these today. A guy comes in, brings his buddy in. The buddy had heard about the place. The guy, a little bit of a bourbon snob, he had been in before, and the guy. So he was showing the buddy who wanted to see this place, and the guy was like, "Here you go. I'll take you there." So he takes him there, and then the guy's in. He's like, "I'm kind of new to bourbon," and I'm like, "Okay, we can help you out here. What do you like?" And rather than answer, he turns to the snob guy and says, "What do I like? I don't know. I'm too new to this." I just want to hear like flavors or is there certain brands that you taste that and you're like, this is good? Because I can help that. Asking a buddy what you like, I don't know about that. That's yeah.
I mean, I get that. So like this all leads to like my thought of I prefer chasers over snobs because like what we do is all about community, right? Like you want to drink bourbon with friends, you want to share bourbon with friends, you want to go do bourbon things with friends. Snobs don't want to do that. They just want to be like, I bought this bottle and I'm so much better than you and I don't care about your thoughts and I only like it from Kentucky. Like, okay, I don't want to hang out with you anyways. But chasers, like I get chasers in my messages that are like, hey, I got this today. Was it a good deal? And I'm just going to be honest and be like, no, you really didn't. But if you enjoy it, like have at it. It's your money. It's your bourbon. Try this though next time. Go here, go there. Like they're open to feedback. They're open to communication. They're open to like, hey, there's an event. Sign up for it. Like snobs don't want to do that. So I prefer chasers over snobs any day of the week.
Snobs are, they're wanting to talk to you about the tasting that they're leading with a group or their podcast, or they're always in the periphery of bourbon and trying to push their way in. So yeah.
Do snobs have their bottles organized and have some kind of Dewey Decimal System?
Yes,
going?
that's a sign of a snob.
That's absolutely yes. That is exactly right.
Decimal system. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
No, I would not say that's a snob characteristic. That is somebody who's organized and wanted to make sure they don't lose bottles in the back of
There's a difference.
the cabinet.
That's a bourbon nerd. That's like a whole different class on its own. And we love them. We love the nerds.
Nerd. That's a phrase I can get behind.
Yeah, Bourbon Nerd's good.
Island of Misfit Bourbon Nerds.
There you go. There you go. So there you go. There's a little bit of a debate: snobs or chasers. You know, what do you think is worse? That'd be a question for each individual, of course, that's listening. So think about that and let us know your thoughts. We're going to wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Jeff, we're going to start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and the Cigar Dojo, Jeff Andreezy, 2 I's and 2 Z's.
Katie.
You can find me over on Instagram at KatieProof.
Tim.
You can find me looking for the next Buffalo race drop in the local area with all my other friends, all my other chaser friends. Also, you can find me on Instagram at SwagGuy2112 and on YouTube at Our Flagship Whiskey.
McNew.
I'm on Instagram at McNew ABV.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley, Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website. That thing's abvnetwork.com. Check it out. Everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more. abvnetwork.com. Come by and see me. The ABV Barrel Shop, the place where you can try before you buy. We're online, abvbarrelshop.com. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review. That includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Great job today, gang. Finance, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Peace. Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing. The ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you are in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.